Israel has been hosting visitors since the days of Abraham. 4,000 years later, they're still coming.
Nagila hava, nagila hava, nagila ve'esmacha hava, nagila hava, nagila hava, nagila ve'esmacha. Achim, huru achim v'lev sameach, huru achim v'lev sameach, huru achim v'lev sameach, huru achim v'lev sameach, huru achim, huru achim.
Most often, the first glimpse new visitors have of Israel is from their plane as it comes in low over the Mediterranean coast and slowly circles Tel Aviv before landing at Ben Gurion Airport. Surprisingly, even among those who have never set foot in this land before, there may be a stirring sense of a homecoming. And there are also two more surprises in store. First, whatever the purpose of the visit, it is likely at some point to feel like a pilgrimage, a journey of the heart, at the very least. Secondly, be aware that time here refuses to be confined to its normal dimensions. In Israel, past, present, and future are condensed into something new. Something timeless, eternal. Places here are so old, they have many names. And so it's fair to wonder just how old is old Jaffa, or Joppa, or Yaffo, as it was once called. If you can believe it, this town was said to be founded by Noah's son Japhet. And so, to walk its streets is to reach back in the briefest of moments to biblical time. Modern Tel Aviv, thriving and vibrant as it is today, really started very small with a few houses built on sand dunes as tiny Jaffa expanded northward. Poorest farmland without a fine harbor of its own, Tel Aviv quickly became a center for international business. As a commercial center, diamonds, high-tech, pharmaceuticals, the city succeeded and continues to succeed beyond its wildest dreams. If all Jerusalem is Israel's wise and solemn biblical city, Tel Aviv is its pulsing contemporary opposite. Fast and brash, forward-looking and modestly materialistic. All Jerusalem may belong to the world. Tel Aviv is a more secular and modern Israeli creation. Here on the beach promenade, you see the energy and joy of life in Tel Aviv. A joy expressed with the full understanding that Israel can be a dangerous place in the world. And this joy may even be more deeply felt because of it. There is an optimism in this place, a youthful energy so palpable, so forceful, it can barely be repressed. Which is why the city's expansion even further up the Mediterranean coast has been inevitable. The Mediterranean coast north of Tel Aviv has attracted foreign conquest of one sort or another ever since the pharaohs ruled in Egypt. Most Old Testament miracles occurred on jagged mountain peaks high over the desert. But here on lush Mount Carmel, the Hebrew prophet Elijah challenged the false prophets of the Canaanites. And the Bible tells us that the invisible Hebrew God was more powerful than the golden idols of Baal. In this country, even in a secular city like Haifa, where the buses run on Saturday, the spirit of religion is still a present. Here, just as the New Testament is a religious history built upon the Old, this Christian Carmelite monastery in Haifa stands above the Hebrew prophet Elijah's cave. One tradition built solidly upon another. Here, too, is the world headquarters of the very tolerant, all-embracing Baha'i religion. This garden shrine is the ideal place for quiet prayer and meditation. And no services or ceremonies are ever held. The tranquility up here is an escape from the activity of the port city below.
Chiribim, chiribom, chiribim bom 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 bom, chiribim, chiribom, chiribim.
The business of Haifa is really the business of its bustling port.
Chiribim bom bom, chiribim bom, chiribim bom 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 bom. Lo mir singen kinderlacher Sämerl zusammen an Negendler Freilichen mit.
And what a warm and welcoming place this port city is.
Supp mit Kasche in mit Knädel. Kinder jontiv pieren, wenn wir spielen sich in.
Because this land is so old and so much the focus of world attention, it's easy to forget how tiny this country actually is.
Chiribim bom 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 bom.
Hard as it may be to believe, Israel is just a little smaller than Vermont. This area between the Chula Valley and the Golan Heights attracts more tourists than any other natural site in Israel. Visitors never imagined before coming here that they would ever come upon a place quite like this. It wasn't, but could well have been the setting for the biblical Garden of Eden. "60 years ago, you would have seen malarial swampland here overrun with snakes.